Niccolo Machiavelli once wrote in his famous book The Prince, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if one must choose." To him, politics was a chessboard of manipulation. A ruler's survival depended on deception, calculated fear, and ruthless pragmatism. Morality was a weakness, and power was the only virtue. But centuries before Machiavelli, another model of leadership emerged, one that proved stability can exist without tyranny and expansion without deceit. The Rashidun Caliphate, a system that rejected manipulation, rejected political theater, and yet built one of the most stable and rapidly expanding states in human history. Machiavelli argued that rules must appear virtues, but never truly be bound by virtue, that promises are tools and not principles. The early caliphs governed the opposite way. Their power came from transparency, not secrecy. Decisions were made in public councils, and criticism was not punished, but invited. Abu Bakr's first act as a leader was not to consolidate power, but to subject himself to accountability. He was chosen by conciliation, not by blood or force. That open legitimacy, not fear, became the foundation of their authority. "The weakest among you shall be strong with me, until I give him his right, and the strongest among you shall be weak with me, until I take from him what is due." Machiavelli claimed that a ruler must break promises, betray allies, and use cruelty well to maintain order. Yet under Umar ibn al-Khattab, governance was built on law over personality. He created administrative districts, appointed governors under strict oversight, and personally investigated corruption, even among his own officials. He didn't centralize power to make himself untouchable. He decentralized it to make the system stable. To Machiavelli, this would appear naive. To history, it was revolutionary. Machiavelli thought that image is everything, that a prince must master illusion and rule through spectacle, fear, and myth. The Rashidun leadership refused the theater of power. There were no places, no golden thrones, no divine claims to authority. Their image was built on accessibility, on being seen as part of the people, not above them. This destroyed the distance between ruler and ruled, and replaced fear with participation. While Machiavelli's prince manipulates perception, the Rashidun leader invited inspection. Machiavelli insisted that conquest required calculated cruelty, and that maintaining control meant crushing opposition swiftly and harshly. The Rashidun state expanded across 3 continents, yet it absorbed rather than annihilated. Local administrations were kept, taxes standardized, and populations integrated rather than replaced. Instead of exploiting conquered peoples for fear or tribute, they integrated them through administrations, contracts, and fair governance. Empires before them ruled through dominance. They ruled through systems that made their empire efficient, not merely feared. Machiavelli wrote that fortune must be conquered, that chaos can only be mastered through bold, even immoral action. But the Rashidun caliphs mastered stability through institutions, consultative councils, codified law, and public accountability. They didn't rely on personality cults or secret police, but on civic engagement and justice mechanisms that restrained even the highest office. When leaders can be questioned without fear, power becomes sustainable, not fragile. Machiavelli's world was built on fear, deceit, and appearance, a world where survival justified everything. The Rashidun was built on the opposite: openness, consultation, accountability, and restraint. They proved that authority does not require deceit, that influence can exist without manipulation, and that moral politics, stripped of theatrics, can still shape empires. In the end, they didn't rule like Machiavelli's prince. They ruled beyond him. Their governance proved something Machiavelli could never understand, that power, when anchored in morality, outlasts fear.